What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Monday. Got a nice 8-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with my money six of my favorite plays on the slate. Before we get going, like always, if you could spam up that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. It goes a long way. We'll try to get over 60 likes in this one without wasting any more time, though. Let's try to win some money here tonight. Let's hop right into it. So I'm going to go with Joel Embiid. Pretty obvious. Ben Simmons is out. Embiid coming off one monster game against the Nets. A really tough matchup, though, against the Bucks. Very good defense there. They got blown out, and this is a very much easier matchup here, though, against the Atlanta Hawks. So 2 games against them, he shot 60% from the field, absolutely dominated them, 56 fantasy points in average, and with Ben Simmons out on top of that, also Tobias Harris. Embiid's going to have to play a lot of minutes. He's going to have a really high usage rate here. I think he's going to have a monster game, so pretty obvious stuff. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then we're going to go with Porzingis. Luka Doncic is a little bit banged up. He's expected to play, but maybe we see his minutes limited a little bit here. Now, the T-Wolves is a defense recently that's been very bad. I mean, throughout the whole entire year, they've been bad. But without Karl-Anthony Towns, the last 2 games, big men, or the last 3 games or whatever, how long he's been out, big men have really just been dominating against this matchup against Naz Reid and James Johnson, kind of undersized there. We saw Daniel Tice have a huge double-double against Reid the other night. So Porzingis, I think he can get a double-double here. His block numbers have been crazy. He's been filling it up across the board. So I think he can be able to score very well here. And if Luka is operating at less than 100%, then maybe they kind of lean on Porzingis a little bit more here in a favorable matchup down low, and also his ability to shoot from 3. So I think he can have a monster game here. I think he can. He's shown the upside recently. I mean, over 50 the last 2 games, over 50 in these 2 games, 60 in 1 game. He's been hitting good ceiling. So I think at 8,100, definitely a good upside play again here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then I'm going to go with Brandon Clarke, another guy that gets a benefit from an injury here tonight at 5,500. Jaren Jackson is out. We saw him get some nice minutes last time out with a 14 and 10 with 37 DK points. It's a solid matchup against the Clippers. One of the better spots to attack them is down low. They're a little bit undersized when they go a small ball with Montrezl Harrell. So I think Clarke kind of sets up here, especially if they go small. He could play the 5 here. I'd expect him to maybe get over 30 minutes again here in this spot. So I think it's a solid spot for him. He's been very good whenever he's gotten more opportunities with Jaren Jackson injured or just a little bit. They kind of go back and forth sometimes when Clarke is kind of having the better game. He can steal some minutes away from Jackson anyways. So just with Jackson out of the picture, just a clearer route to fantasy points for Clarke. And like I mentioned, solid matchup against the Clippers. Their defense has been struggling recently as well. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. I'm going to go with Caris LeVert. He's been very impressive to me with Kyrie Irving out this year, just having some monster games, 42, 42, and 37 the last 3 games. His minutes have been very solid. This game did go to OT, but still, before OT had 35 minutes or 34 minutes and then 36 minutes against the Raptors there. 30 minutes last time out, didn't even shoot that well and still put up 37 DK points. So really filling it up nicely. Just a solid, underrated player. And I think in this matchup against the Magic, he can have another solid game here and flirt with 35 to 40 DK points. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy there. I want to put him at small forward, probably make it a little bit easier to fill out here. Get him in there. But then we're going to go with another kind of obvious play here with Jimmy Butler looking like, I think he was ruled out, right? I don't know if I'm just forgetting that he was ruled out for tonight. Gonna be out, and they're playing against the same team they just played last time out, which is a little bit funny. They just played the Cavs. They're playing them again here. And none in the same situation with Jimmy Butler out. Did very well with 46 fantasy points. Had a nice little game. Shot very nice from 3, 4 for 7, 24 points, 8 assists. The assist rate jumping up is the biggest thing. He's not really a guy that fills it up, but just kind of having the ball in his hands more with Jimmy Butler out is going to lead him to some more ability to get some assists, maybe even some more potential rebounds and stuff like that. So just has a much easier path to fantasy points, like I mentioned with Clarke as well. And 35 minutes is, and yeah, it's a more solid run with also with Tyler Hero out. So two of the biggest kind of players that he kind of fights with for minutes and just usage are both out with Jimmy Butler and Hero. So really good spot here for him again. I think he can honestly have over 35, maybe even close to 40 fantasy points again here if that assist rate does stay up. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. Then we're going to go with Milton here. Shake Milton at 3,600. This Philly lineup is obviously a ton of potential value. I don't fault you. Like, you can make a case for a lot of these guys stepping in here. But I think Milton at 3,600 could be one of the guys that returns potentially most value. I mean, at 3,600, he's going to be getting the start likely here. And the interesting thing, in the same matchup, when he did get a start against the Atlanta Hawks, the guy went absolutely off. And this was with Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris, I believe, in the lineup. He had 27 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, shot very well. We know that the guard defense with Trae Young and just with the Hawks is not very good. Milton has been showing ability as a scorer just when given the opportunities. As we saw last game, 17 points on limited minutes. I think he can be able to be a solid contributor for the 76ers. They're really going to need some scoring, like I mentioned, with Simmons and Tobias Harris out. 2 of their top 3 scoring options. The rest of their pieces are more kind of just secondary guys that just kind of space the court a little bit. Al Horford has been very disappointing. Could be a good potential value out of Horford, though, tonight, as he's going to have to score at 4,500. So just a lot of different ways you can go with this 76ers lineup. But I think Milton at 3,600 is definitely intriguing considering the matchup here, considering all the injuries. I think the scorers are the scorers that have the ability to step up, I think, are really going to be the most potential value with Shake Milton. Alec Burks has been a guy that's been pretty good this year that could potentially get hot in this game with Tobias Harris out and step up as a kind of a wing presence there for them. But I think Shake Milton at 3,600, we're just considering the price, I think he can get us over 20 fantasy points to potentially have another monster game against this Hawks defense. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So that's the money 6. You got Nunn, Milton, LeVert, Brandon Clarke, Joel Embiid, and Porzingis. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like in the video if you did. Let's try to get over 60 likes. Thank you if we can do that. Hit the subscribe button if you want to continue to get these plays. Don't want to miss out here. Comment anything you want to comment down below. Who you liking, who you don't like, any opinions or anything like that. I'd like to hear back from you guys. And also follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby if any updates do come. The 76ers full starting lineup will be interesting. I would assume it to be Horford stepping up in the starting lineup and Shake Milton hopefully getting the start there for the 76ers. But good luck here tonight. We'll see you back here again next time.